Hello class, today we are going to learn experiment 6, aldehydes and ketones. The learning outcome for this experiment is to differentiate between aldehydes and ketones using qualitative analysis. The aldehydes and ketones that will be tested in this experiment are ethanol, benzaldehyde, propanol, and unknown Y. And the chemical tests that involved in this experiment are Brady test, Fehling test, Tollens test, Schiff test, and Iodoform test. Okay, let us look at the function and also the observation for each chemical test. Brady test is used to identify the presence of carbonyl compound, and the observation is formation of yellow or orange precipitate. Fehling test is used to identify the presence of aliphatic aldehyde, and the observation is formation of brick red precipitate. Tollens test is used to identify the presence of aldehyde, and the observation is formation of silver mirror. Schiff test is used to identify the presence of aldehyde, and the observation is formation of pinkish purple solution. Last one, for Iodoform test, is used to identify the presence of methyl carbonyl group and methyl carbonyl group. The observation is formation of yellow precipitate. Now let us continue with the procedure of experiment.
Part A. Brady's test. Label 4 clean test tubes as ethanol, benzaldehyde, propanone, and unknown Y. Measure approximately 1 ml of 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine and place it into each test tube. Add 5 drops of ethanol, benzaldehyde, propanone, and unknown Y into the 4 labeled test tubes accordingly. Stopper and shake the test tubes gently. If there's no precipitate, heat the test tubes in the water bath with a temperature within 60 to 70 degrees Celsius. Observe the formation of precipitate and record the observations. Part B. Fehling's test. Place approximately 1 ml of ethanol, benzaldehyde, propanone, and unknown Y into 4 labeled test tubes accordingly. Measure approximately 2 ml of Fehling solution and add it into each test tube. Stopper and shake the test tubes gently. Heat the mixture in a hot water bath for around 15 to 20 minutes and record the observations. Part C. Tollens test. Place 2 ml of 0.3 molar silver nitrate into a boiling tube and add 1 drop of 10% sodium hydroxide into the boiling tube. While shaking, add 5% ammonia dropwise until the precipitate dissolves. Place approximately 1 ml of ethanol, benzaldehyde, propanone, and unknown Y into 4 labeled test tubes accordingly. Measure approximately 1 ml of the Tollens reagent and add it into each test tube. Stopper and shake the mixture gently. Allow the mixtures to stand for around 3 minutes. If there is no change, warm the mixtures in a water bath at a temperature within 60 to 70 degrees Celsius for around 30 minutes and record the observations. Part D. Schiff's test. Place approximately 1 ml of ethanol, benzaldehyde, propanone, and unknown Y into 4 separate test tubes. Add 1 to 3 drops of Schiff reagent into each of the tubes. Stopper and shake each test tube gently. Note the color change. If any of the compound does not dissolve, stopper the test tube and shake it vigorously until an emulsion is formed. Record the observations. Part E. Iodoform test. Label 4 clean boiling tubes as ethanol, benzaldehyde, propanone, and unknown Y. Place approximately 3 ml of distilled water into the 4 labeled boiling tubes. Add 10 drops of iodine in potassium iodide solution into each of the boiling tubes. Add 5 drops of ethanol into the boiling tube. Stopper and shake the boiling tube gently. Repeat the same steps for benzaldehyde, propanone, and unknown Y. Add 10% sodium hydroxide solution into each boiling tube, drop by drop until the color of the iodine fades. Allow the boiling tubes to stand for about 2 to 3 minutes. If there's no precipitate, warm the boiling tubes in the water bath at a temperature between 60 to 70 degrees Celsius. If the color of iodine disappears, add more iodine in potassium iodide solution until the color of iodine is retained. Allow the boiling tubes to stand for around 2 to 3 minutes and record the observations. Tabulate all the observations and you're done.